Hi, Frost. Just getting set up here. Hi, everyone. Oh, here we go. Oh my gosh, there's so many people. Hi, 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 hi. Hi, Madeline. And how do people do this? Hi, everybody. I was away from my house for a little bit, so I'm back and just thought I would say hi and do a little live here. Don't know how much I'm gonna get done. I have some things drying, so I thought I would take a little break. Why am I not in costume? If I was, you couldn't see it with the long form on the live. It's just this much. Maybe I am from the waist below. You never know. Oh, I didn't bring Grogu. I'm sorry. Oh, Hershey's Animations, thank you so much. Grogu, please. I don't know what's wrong with me because I was working on some props and I took a break to shoot a couple things and then I'm like, oh, I have a second, I'll go live. And then I go, whoops. Can you make a Darth Maul costume? I mean, I can make anything. I don't think Darth Maul is my thing, quite frankly, because I think the makeup needs to be super precise and good and everything. Oh, whoops, sorry. So I don't think that's really going to be for me. But I love the Darth Maul costume, especially love the boots. Oh, Blade Man, thank you so much. Day's going good. My favorite costume that I've made, I can pick three. It's Mando and Bo-Katan and Val from Solo and Zori Bliss because all those costumes had so many techniques that went into them. I'm really proud of the work I did with them. Same with Boba Fett. I could make Boba Fett, but I don't think that's for me. And I've just made two Mandos in a row. I made Mando and Bo-Katan, so I think we're doing something. I'm going to do a live action Ahsoka next. So I'm trying to get this Mighty Thor done and wrapped up so I can kind of clear the slate and get right into Ahsoka. Hayden Versio is a great costume. I have a couple friends that cosplay her, and it's stunning. I just love like the slick back ponytail and her whole look. Maybe one day. Not Ahsoka's next. Thank you. Oh, so many kind costumes. Someone asked me about if I 3D print my costume. I 3D print armor, and I 3D print some props. Like I'm 3D printing Mighty Thor, the hammer, and I printed it in clear PLA. So hopefully it's going to work out that I'm going to mask it and put lights on the inside. And so then after I paint it, I take the masking off. It should glow through the cracks, hopefully. That's going to be the goal there. We use a wig for Mighty Thor. You know what? I hadn't thought to. I thought maybe having some sun in my hair this summer will be close enough. But we'll see how it all looks. Maybe. It'd be a fun wig to put on. Someone asked about what 3D printer I have. I don't want to gatekeep it. I do have a DaVinci XYZ, a DaVinci Pro XYZ 1. It's by XYZ Printing. It's DaVinci Pro 1.0. Do not get it. Get something else. Don't get it because I got it. I made a mistake in getting it. I've made it work for me, but I had to put a lot of good money in after bad. No bueno. So I would definitely ask Frankly Built, a friend of mine who has a great 3D printing channel, Kira's Workshop, Emily the Engineer, whatever like the cool hot 3D printer that everybody has is, especially because you will have questions and you'll need setting tweaks and asking the community is going to be really helpful. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you for your kind words. Making my costumes look like I bought them. I appreciate that. Some I do buy. The Marvel costumes I've bought, so except for Mighty Thor, which I'm making. Think I'll do Spider-Woman. I have the Raimi suit, the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man one. I like that one. And I like the Tom Holland Spider-Man, the Far From Home one with it's almost black. The blue is so dark. That's a favorite too. I don't know if Spider-Gwen's my thing or Spider-Woman. They're cool looks, but I don't know if they're for me. Jeremy's doing good. He's working right now. Can you make a clone costume? Maybe one day. So many people ask me about doing a clone. I love that the clones have colors. That's my favorite thing about them. I don't love that the thighs are encircled. I think that makes it hard to fit, especially trying to transfer the sizing for women. But maybe one day. What's your least favorite costume to put on? Miss Rose has a good question. My least favorite one to put on is the Mud Trooper from Solo. It's so cool, but it just is very complicated to put on, mostly because it has like a cape and the cape goes through the shoulder straps before the shoulder straps are connected. You need two people. You kind of almost need three people to put it on, but Jeremy and I make it work, but it's a pain. Oh, thoughts on Andor. You know, I was thinking back on Andor, and I didn't really make a lot of Andor content. I made like one skit about it. I think because I was enjoying it so much, and I thought it was so astonishing. Some of the most thoughtful Star Wars we've seen that really you saw like how evil the Empire really is and what people were fighting for. And there almost no aliens or space battles. It was really about people and how this war affected them. I thought it was outstanding. It's the best thing Star Wars has done. It is so different from The Mandalorian, too. And I think, and I know a lot of fans are like, well, I didn't really enjoy Andor. I watched the first 3 episodes and couldn't get into it. And I think that's super fair. Like, not every Star Wars is for everybody. I think that's what makes Star Wars really cool. But I loved it. I was in awe of it. I think like, why didn't I make more videos about it? I think because I was just enjoying it so much and was so blown away. I was left with not with a lot to say about it. Like 10 out of 10, no notes. You got new clear glasses. That's awesome. Ooh, Bix, that's a fun costume. Loki variant, I don't know. I know a lot of friends, was that just last summer, 2 summers ago? Rushed to make Loki variant or Sylvie costumes. I don't know if that's for me. But it's a great distinctive look. But I don't have a Loki costume, no. Can make an Iron Man suit. Maybe one day. It's a lot of printing, you know. Most armor I've made, they're just plates that stick on, whereas the Iron Man that encapsulates your whole body. Someone says, congratulations on 1 million. Thank you. Someone asked me about Jeremy being Mando. Jeremy is not Mando. He has never been Mando. I'm Mando in my videos. They are my videos. I write them, I shoot them, I edit them, I post them on my channel with my name on it. It's me. And I guess I struggle sometimes to understand how that is revolutionary. I think most YouTubers appear in the videos that they post. So it's me. When can you do more lives? I've tried to. I've just been traveling, so I had some time right now, so I thought I'd jump on. I did schedule one once, and as surprisingly, it wasn't that successful. So I thought, well, maybe I'll just kind of go back to doing it when I have a spare moment to do it. But maybe I'll get into a regular schedule of it. I think I saw a question. They're going by so fast. Oh yeah, I see it. Why did I stop making Superman videos? And I don't understand this question at all. I post one every single week and have for years on TikTok and over a year now on YouTube. I haven't missed a week. I sometimes do even more than one a week, but I don't, maybe someone can help me understand why there's this perception that I stopped doing it, because there's one a week. I mean, check the playlist. There's probably should be almost 100 by now. Maybe not here on YouTube, but there's a lot. I haven't stopped, no plan to stop. So, hi, Charlie. Someone keeps asking about a Shrek costume. I'm not doing a Shrek costume. Hi, Jack. How many costumes do I have? I'm not sure. I want to say like 30 or so, but I haven't really counted. I should, because I'm asked that a lot. What about more lightsaber content? So I need to keep practicing with the Stormtrooper lightsaber. And I think I finally unboxed all the sabers that I've received. So, but I know I have a couple more on the way, which is insane. It's so amazing. It was amazing. Like, I know that's sort of a badge of achievement. I think sometimes in Star Wars creators, they receive a lightsaber. And I saw like every friend I knew get one. I'm like, oh, maybe that's just not me. I'm more of a blaster on my hip kind of gal anyway. And I've gotten like 6 or something. It's been really cool. And I have to figure out how to incorporate Grogu's into the story. And I think what I'm going to do there is wait until Ahsoka's done. And maybe she visits and gives it to him, something like that. So I have a few months to wait until that costume's going to be done. Have I done a Padme costume? I have. I've done the pilot Padme at the very beginning of Attack of the Clones. She's in a pilot disguise, a Naboo pilot. I have that one. If I had to do another one, I think I would probably do her purple Senate gown. That's just a stunning a look. But if you see my content, I'm kind of more into the Costumes with flight suits and holsters and stuff, you know. Do Spider-Man? I have done Spider-Man. It's actually one of my more popular videos is how I took a store-bought Spider-Man costume and kind of tweaked a little bit to look extra cool. So, check. Where'd you go on my travels? Well, I was in Canada, and then I was in Los Angeles. I got to go to the Secret Invasion premiere, which is dropping tomorrow on Disney Plus. How long does it get changed into your costumes? It depends on the costume. Some are pretty quick, like Jyn Erso. It's basically pants, shirt, vest, let's go. Some are more intricate, like for Rey, you need to kind of wrap the tabards around you. For Mando, there's layers of garments, and then you put the armor on top. It just kind of depends. But it always feels like it's going to be an ordeal, and then I look at the clock like, oh, that took 5 minutes to put on. But I've been, you know, doing it for a while now, so. Have I been to Israel? Yes, I've been to Israel, but that's not where I just was. What are your thoughts on Agatha Harkness cosplay? I love the character. Her final look, her big witch blue look, let's just say I want to see maybe what her look in her TV show will be. Is that fair? Kind of like with Wanda. Like Wanda had her big I'm the Scarlet Witch costume, and it was nice. But then when they tweaked a little bit for Multiverse Madness, I'm like, boom, I like that a little bit better. So I think I love the character. I could definitely cosplay her. None of her current looks from WandaVision are for me, but I'm eager to see what's going to be in Covenant of Chaos. You adopted a puppy last week. That's amazing. Yes, I've been to Scotland. Do I like Taylor Swift? I am not a Swiftie, but I have lots of friends who are, and I obviously respect her as this groundbreaking, history-making artist. And I know I like a lot of her songs, and they come on the radio. I'm like, oh, I like this one, you know? Someone asked me if I'm going to Toronto Fan Expo or Fan Expo Canada, which is in Toronto in August. And currently, yes, I am planning to go to Fan Expo Canada. So excited. I haven't been to Toronto since I think like 2019. So Ahsoka should be the aunt and Jibber mom. I have to figure out what she's gonna do because we already have a babysitter. So that's why I'm comfortable in the Huttslayer costume. It's not. It needs repairs. I'll put it that way. It's cast out of resin, so it's been hard to figure out a glue that will continue to adhere fabric to it. So it's not one I would wear in public, only not because of how bare it is, although it is pretty bare. I have it, there's pants underneath it that you can't see. It's just, I don't trust how it's currently being held together. But it's not, I mean, I put my videos in my own house, it's fine. I had to role play. I don't role play. So do you mean cosplay? I just always have loved costumes. I think they're just great and neat. And kind of when I was at a point in my life where I had some free time and adult money, I'm like, I've always wanted to do this. You should be packing. Don't miss your flight. Would you make a Rebel pilot flight suit? I have worn Jeremy's in a video once. Jeremy has a Rebel pilot. I have a Resistance pilot. So I kind of like the Resistance pilot a little bit better. Just the way the flight ejection harness sits, I think that's more my thing. I thought about doing an Anakin Skywalker costume. I thought about it. I think I'd do Obi-Wan though first. I like those colors, the tan, the brown, a little bit better. Grogu, someone has asked about Grogu swimming lessons. Grogu is made of fabric, so I don't think he would do so great in the pool. And all the Mattels that I have, they're all either fabric body or have electronics in them, so that is a no-go for water. So I don't think we're going to see Grogu swimming. Could you make the armor outfit for the Mandalorian? I like the character, but she hasn't been kind of in my queue of characters to do from the Mandalorian yet. But maybe after Ahsoka, we'll see. I really kind of don't think much past one at a time, which is really why I'm trying to get Mighty Thor wrapped up so I can get right to Ahsoka. Because I want to get Ahsoka done by the time the show drops. This is a nice goal, a nice summer project. But I think the armor is cool. Maybe I don't know why it hasn't really kind of crossed my path yet. Maybe because I just did 2 Mandalorian helmets. I'm like, ah, we'll do something without a helmet. Can you make Grogu into a girl? I don't. I mean, They use he him pronouns on the show, so it's been established that Grogu is a guy on the show. So I think that's how I'm going to kind of keep it in my videos. Would you ever make merch? I have stickers. I commissioned an artist to make some art and I have it on stickers. I can't sell them because I don't own the IP. Trooper Mom and Grogu that's an IP owned by Disney, but I give them out when I see people at like conventions and stuff, or I just ran into, or I have some in my bag if I'm recognized out in public. I usually say, do you want a sticker? So, but I don't have any plans to sell merch, I don't think. I have to come up with something creative and I haven't yet. Oh, the Blade Man. Thanks for the £2, man. Appreciate that. I guess what your question was. Favorite Star Wars character? I can't just pick one. I usually pick three. I pick Leia and Jyn Erso and Chirrut Imwe, also from Rogue One. What I love about Chirrut is that he's like a fan of the Jedi. He's a fan character. He misses the Jedi and wants to emulate them and hangs out by the decommissioned temple, the whole thing. So I think there's something, and then his old behavior in Rogue One, I think is how we all would hope we would act, really noble and looking to help others. It makes him a really compelling character, and he's funny. No notes. 10 out of 10, Chirrut Imwe. Are you every character? For the most part. I've done, Jeremy has guest starred as like an X-Wing character, cop kind of guy, but it's very clear it's Jeremy. It's his face, but I'm everybody else. I have not seen Puss in Boots. Marvel or Star Wars, they're so different. I can't pick. Obviously, I've been a Star Wars fan for longer because Star Wars was around longer than the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I should say that I'm an MCU fan. I don't like the comics. I own several, but I don't have the fandom knowledge about comics the same way I do about Star Wars. So when I say Marvel, I do mean the MCU. MCU is like Earth. Sometimes superheroes like walking around doing normal things. I think that's really fun and cool. And then Star Wars is like world building and it's epic and it's amazing like that. So we do a video as Darth Vader. Darth Vader's a very expensive, very intricate costume. I have no plans to do that, unfortunately. Oh my gosh, there's so many questions. I feel like I'm missing good ones, but they're going by so fast. I have not seen the new Transformers either. I don't think. Oh, what's the gift? Thank you, $4.99. Appreciate that. Victoria. Oh, hi. I remember I just shot the video. It was your birthday on June 9th. And who's it? Gamora or Wonder Woman? Ooh, that's a tough question. Probably Gamora. I really love her, but Wonder Woman's great too. That was a tough one you asked. Favorite character from The Mandalorian is The Mandalorian. How many lightsabers do I have? I think I have 6 now. It's unbelievable. It's so many. When is Baby Yoda's birthday? His birthday was originally I think I had it in October. And then I missed it. But then it made sense to have it in November because that's when The Mandalorian season 1 dropped on Disney Plus. It was like Disney Plus Day, November or something. And then because I got it wrong and then I went to November, I just think it's funny that maybe it's whenever I say it is. So, but it's either in October or November. I don't think it's a big deal. I don't think anyone really knows. I think it would make the most sense that it's the day, which I think is November 19th or whatever. But I originally had in my series that it was October. Someone keeps asking about Baby Yoda getting a girlfriend. I don't think so. I mean, he's not even mature enough to talk in the show. So to have him be someone that dates, I don't think is going to happen in my series. I think it's funnier when he's doing kid stuff, and there's still a lot of kid stuff he hasn't done. Who's better, Rey or Jyn or Trooper Mom? Well, it's funny. Trooper Mom is like a fictional character, and she has like a whole world and stuff like that. And Jyn, that's like the costume talking. It's not Jyn Erso the character, it's the Jyn Erso costume. So I think they're pretty different. Someone asked, Kate Bass, here's your shout out. Someone asked if I watched Guardians of the Galaxy. I did. I saw the new one. I'm trying to find time to see it again. I really liked it. I liked it. I think the first one is, it might be, I want to see it again. It might be the best Guardians. I really liked it. How often do you make or buy new costumes? That's really a good question. When I first started, I was cranking through them. But sewing costumes don't take as much time because there's no, like this hammer I'm making right now, the vast majority of time I need to spend waiting a day for glue to dry. I glue a piece, I gotta wait a day. I paint has to wait a day. So there's a lot of time that you're making it that you're just waiting around for stuff that you're painting or gluing. So, but I've kind of slowed down because it used to be I would make costumes as my hobby and do content about it secondary. Now kind of making content is the hobby and making costumes became a little more secondary. I'm trying to get back to that because I really do miss having new things to make. So it's now been like more like one big build or one or two big builds a year. So, but I'm also making other things like, you know, I make an outfit to go to the Bills game, or I take a brand deal to make an outfit from the movie. Like I'm always making something. I just have had to make other things other than costumes. I have not played the new Star Wars video game. I've watched some of the cutscenes on YouTube, so I kind of knew the story. And the characters, EA doesn't just make the Jedi Fallen Order series. They also make a mobile game called Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, and the same characters appear in that. So I get to play with the same characters, but in a different game. Oh, I got another gift. Did I miss it? Dexter the cat says, love your attitude. Thank you. It's like the summer sunshine. Well, I know about that. My mom is coming home from surgery. You've helped keeping a smile face. That is wonderful to hear. I hope your mom recovers well. Thank you so much for the gift. Thank you. I do the Spider-Man the penny goes into. In terms of Spider-Man, I think I'm pretty good with, I think I said this earlier, I really like, I have the Tobey Maguire suit. And if I did another one, I would do the Far From Home suit, I think. So. But Spider-Woman is a super, super cool costume. I have a friend, Vaguely Cosplay, who debuted it on Instagram. She looks amazing. What platform is the show on? We were talking about Secret Invasion, which is on Disney+. We're talking about Mandalorian, which is also on Disney+. You make a video with Baby Yoda running away. I did do that. He runs away and ends up camping in the backyard. Check the playlist. It was maybe like last year, I think I posted it. Five Nights at Freddy's, I don't have any plans for Five Nights at Freddy content, but thank you so much for the comments. Oh, Sarah has a great suggestion. We do watch parties when Ahsoka comes out. Ooh, that's a good idea. I should on Secret Invasion watch parties. Are people watching me? I don't know. Maybe. What I was thinking about doing first was a Rebels rewatch. Because I actually haven't seen all of Rebels. I've seen a lot of Rebels, don't come at me, but I haven't seen all of it. And so I want to get completely, totally caught up and reviewed and experience it again. So I'm thinking about doing that. But it's a lot. I mean, it's 7 seasons, 6, 7 seasons. So I'm not sure if I would want to do a video about each episode, which seems like a lot, maybe a video every 3 or 4 episodes. I also don't want to get like, stuck in a commitment with that. But I think that'd be really fun. Have not played the new Zelda game. Hi, Silas. What's your favorite Star Wars movie? Also, can I have a shout out? Oh, I can't see it so fast. Maddie, hi. Favorite Star Wars movie? I can't pick just one. It's Rogue One, Maddie, and Force Awakens and The Empire Strikes Back. Those are my favorites. But there's no bad Star Wars movie, just like there's no bad Marvel movie. I think the most underrated Star Wars movie is Solo, for sure. Solo was great. It's fun. The characters are good. It's solid. It just lost a lot of money because they made it twice. They made it and then they canceled it. They fired the director who basically shot a whole new movie. So they shot 2 movies. So the movie cost double. It made back 1 movie's cost. And so the headline was Solo was a flop because it lost money. Well, it wasn't a flop because it lost money. It was a flop because you made it twice. So that's my opinion. I think people pick on Solo. I think it's very good. Oh, thank you. Golden Master, I don't have the Mando helmet with me. I'm sorry. Happy birthday, EX. I didn't see your username. So I don't have the Mandalorian helmet with me. It's upstairs. Oh, thank you so much about your kind words about the Trooper Mom series. I'm still making them. I've kind of come on. Why'd you stop? I haven't stopped. They're every Saturday. Every Saturday is Trooper Mom. That's my thing. I found that that's where I have my most viewers. I put my most popular series Saturday, Saturday, Saturday. What I don't always do is make a behind the scenes, especially if there's nothing really new about it. I mean, if the video is the same way I've always done it, I shoot one half, I shoot the other, I combine in editing. I don't need to make a new behind the scenes about that. You've all seen it. But if I'm doing something different with, like I'm doing puppeting or, I'm trying to figure out how to have a skateboard go down the driveway, I'll do behind the scenes about that. So that's the one thing I don't always do, but I always have a Trooper Mom every weekend, always. Even when I'm traveling, like I don't mess around with Trooper Mom. We're doing it. X-Lip, happy birthday. It's not a thank you. Can you jump, please? And I'm good. Thank you, Dragon Princess, for being by. Izzy, hi, how are you? Hi, Bricks and Blocks. Oh my gosh, I go by Sapphire's. Megan Joe, there it is. Here's your shout out. Thank you for being on the live. Those are really cute emojis. How do you work on multiple projects at once? I kind of don't, is the answer to that. But I'm trying to wrap up Mighty Thor. I can see the finish line. And as soon as, what I do, like I'm just gathering materials for Ahsoka, but I don't start building it until the thing before it is done. Although technically, I'm going to start them with doing, it's a lot of this, sometimes I do, what is the same is like the sanding and filling. If I'm doing sanding and painting one piece, doing a different piece, but the same techniques right next to it is not a big deal. I don't think I answered that question very clearly. I went by so fast. Was that Aunt Moose? I just shot an unboxing this morning and I took a picture. I was going to send it to an Instagram. Ruth, that is the coolest box I've ever received. The little tiny t-shirts, the books, the tote bag, the Reese's, blown away. Blown away. Thank you so much. I can't even pick a favorite. And like the Goodnight San Diego, the Goodnight New York. What I loved about the Goodnight New York, it wasn't Goodnight New York City because it was Goodnight New York State. So it covered like upstate and the Hudson Valley and Long Island and the city. It was so thoughtful. I loved your note. I loved your thoughts. Moose, thank you. I posted a whole unboxing and I'm going to try to post the next day or two. And I want to send you a note personally and also just say, if you're here on this live, thank you. You did not have to send me a box like that. It was unbelievable. I'm so grateful. I am so grateful. I called Jeremy, I'm like, you guys see what's in this box. It's amazing. So thank you. Oh, that's so cool that you're here. Oh, Victoria. Oh, no. Sorry, I hit the wrong thing there. I'm doing this on my phone, so. Victoria, thank you again for the gift. You didn't have to do this. Have you watched any of the CW shows? The End of Supergirl made me cry. I love the Trooper Mom series. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I have not watched any of the CW DC shows. I'm sorry to hear. I've heard they're good. I've heard The Flash is really good. I did watch Peacemaker. That's not CW. That's Max, but which I enjoyed. So, but everyone says they're good. I should watch them. Someone asked, did I see Quantum Mania? I did see it in the theater, and then I just watched it again on the plane. So I liked it. People were harder on that movie than it needed to be. I will say I missed Scott Lang's San Francisco. I think that's part of the charm of the Ant-Man movies is kind of seeing him in his little world, and then it became like he's not in space, but you know what I mean? It felt like outer space in this big fantastical science fiction like world. I missed that, but I thought the storytelling was good. I thought Jonathan Majors as Kang was super scary. I loved Michelle Pfeiffer's part. It didn't feel predictable to me. But there's some people that says, well, it didn't feel like an Ant-Man movie. It felt like a Marvel Phase 1 movie, and that's fair. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I thought it was, storytelling-wise, it was more coherent than maybe other recent Marvel movies. So it's a good question about how much the Mandalorian costume cost in supplies. And because I sort of kind of buy things as I go, I don't really pay close attention. I know it's not thousands of dollars, but it's maybe hundreds of dollars. So when it came to Ahsoka, I'm trying to keep better track. And so far I've spent $350 on the shoes, the fabric, leather, the trims. What else have I bought for her? Makeup, filament. Some of her bracelet gauntlets have like little hardware that goes on. I have to put that on. It kind of adds up without you realizing it. And I haven't even bought any fabric for her top. Oh, the pants fabric was pretty pricey. I'm hoping to use stuff I already have in my stash since it's only a cross in front and a racer back. So it adds up. But for hopefully for the kind of quality it ends up being, it's cheaper for me to make it. Favorite Star Wars actor? That's a great question. No one ever asked me that really. So not thinking about the character, thinking about the actor. You know what just popped to mind, honestly, is Ben Mendelsohn, who played Krennic in Rogue One. I think maybe because he's just in Secret Invasion, he's so good there. Gosh, there's so many good ones. Oh man. He just did a great job. I thought Donnie Yen as Chirrut and Wayne did a great job. I've always really liked Forrest Whitaker's portrayal of Saw Gerrera. I think he's just, you kind of can't take your eyes off him in a way. Yeah, that's a great question. I need to think about it more. Like, not just the character, but the performance, the actor. And I'm blanking on her name, the character that plays Dedra Miro in Andor. Not only is her performance so good, but I've had friends that have met her at conventions and got autographs, and she's apparently hilarious and just like a hoot. It makes me like that performance even more. So ask me how many baby Yoda dolls I have. I have 3, and I use them for specific reasons. There's one that I use all the time. He's like the Mattel plush, the standard one with no feet. Then I have one with feet. And I use him when I need him to wear pants or to sit, because the other one can't sit because he has no waist or legs. And then I have the robotic one with the remote control, and then I use that for when I need him to move in the shot. So those are the 3 that I have. I think there's another Mattel one. When I was walking through Macy's, I saw it. Oh, Victoria, you need to stop spending money on me. I'm grateful, but thank you. So, but I don't have that one. I have 3. Victoria says, there's a YouTuber that you might like. He does Star Wars and Marvel stuff. His name is Waffalo. Cool, I'll check him out. Let me screen cap that. Oh, that's my hand. Get rid of that. Thanks for letting me know. How do I? Okay, there we go. Sorry, my hand is in the thing. Shout out, it's Nyla. There you go. There's your shout out. I don't feel like a celebrity. And I know people say you should do shout outs, and I'm not sure how to do it. Like, I understand what a shout out is, but I don't know where I can see the list of everybody that wants one. The comments are kind of flying by so fast. They have slowed down because people like peeled off, which is fine. It's just us now. It's good. No plans to make a video with Darth Vader. That costume is amazing, but incredibly complicated and expensive, and not in my plans at the moment. Would I ever do a Queen Amidala cosplay? I love that you asked that. That the Queen Amidala, not Padme. I have a Padme one, but she wasn't Queen in Attack of the Clones. I probably the classic one, the classic Phantom Menace invasion gown with the light up eggs. But I'll say, while that costume is, again, iconic, the amount of effort that would take to make it versus the amount of time I know I would wear it, it doesn't really make sense for me, unfortunately. Oh my gosh, Ruth, thank you. That's a great idea you had about the box. That was the first thought I had when I took it out. It was like, oh, I can reuse this box for something. And I'm doing a massive reorganization down in my sewing studio, and all of Grogu's things are on like 5 shelves. It's a total mess. And it's all due for reorganization. So now I have that. Thank you so much again. Will I ever do vlogs? I think what's tricky for me to figure out how to do it is that I am a shorts creator and not really long form forward. So, and those videos take a lot of time to do. Maybe. But I think at the moment, if I start doing long form content, I want to do like how I make a thing content that's not just like 60 seconds. That's a more drawn out, more detailed thing that people can actually benefit from. I think if I do long form content, that's my, that would be my next one. But No plans for vlogs. Jordan asks, where can you find my P.O. box? It's in my About Me. If you click on my profile and you click on About Me, it's in there. But again, I don't expect anyone to send me anything. Please, don't spend your money on me. Don't spend money you don't have on me. Save it, give it to a charity. I love it, and I will always unbox things and make a long form video like I did this morning. I kind of wait for them so I have a nice little pile so I can make a good, 5, 6, 7 minute video with everything. But it's an About Me if you'd like to, and I'm so grateful. Thank you. Hey, Lizzie, have not played the new Zelda game. Riker Games 109, there's your shout out. Michael Young asks, have you started working on your Ahsoka costume yet? And I have printed all the armor, so that's all printed. And I'm still waiting for one thing to come in that I ordered back in May, and it's still not here. But right now, I think I'm ready to go. What I'm just waiting to do is finish Mighty Thor. I don't like having two things going on at once. And Mighty Thor is just waiting on stuff to dry. I'm working on that. The costume's totally done. Working on the hammer. I'm looking at it right now. That's why I keep looking over here. I'm just waiting for pieces to dry, and I'm using 2-part epoxy instead of super glue, just as an experiment this time. So with it being a little bit humid here, I want to give everything the full 24 hours to set. So it's just going to take a while. My goal is to start like Monday of next week on Ahsoka. Hopefully everything goes well. But that's the funny thing about things you have to paint and glue. There's time you're just waiting around for stuff to dry. So, but I think what I might double up and doing is while that stuff is drying, I might mock up her pants, because her pants are the one kind of question mark for me. I've never made pants that are like that. They're kind of this sort of samurai style. And I want to do a mock-up first. So I could probably work on a mock-up so I feel comfortable when I cut into the fashion fabric, which was a little pricey. So next week, hopefully you should start, and Mighty Thor will be done. That is my new costume. Someone asked, will I do a new costume? Yes, that's it. Someone asked, the blue Ariel dress from, what is it from? Live action. Oh, I know the dress you mean. The one like Anne Hathaway wears in Alice in Wonderland. She's the big queen. Ooh, I've never made a big dress like that before. But maybe. It's not on my list right now. But hi Jelly. Hi Kate. Hi BBW. Mr. S'mores asked a good question. How do you make the kind of muffled sound for Trooper Mom? I do it in editing. I've tinkered with it. It's basically a kind of distortion. If you edit in Final Cut Pro, you can use like a walkie-talkie preset. That's what it sounds like. It's just distortion. I do it in editing. But I know for people that want to have that sound live at events, they use a couple different things. People actually buy a piece of hardware. The speaker has like some distortion in it. I have a regular speaker, just like what a tour guide uses. I don't have that. But some people run it through their phone and use an app. I think it's called Trooper Talk. But I have not used those, so I can't speak to it. I just only do it in editing. King Toad, thank you so much. Someone asked what costume I'll make next. Next costume I'm making is Ahsoka live action. So, hi RKAA Bricks. What is it like being the Trooper Mom? I don't know. You mean like what is it like in the costume? People ask, can you see? You can totally see. You can't really see down. Oh, it's under Moose. Thank you for the pound. Appreciate that. Super chat. I don't know how to say it. I wore that costume so much even before I started making a YouTube. So it's just like anything else you would wear. Well, baby, you ought to have a backpack. You can wear a little backpack. Maybe like I can find an American Girl doll size ones. When Ashley asked, when will you create my Grogu and Trooper Mom idea, please, with summer camp? Oh, well, they're going to go camping. Grogu and Mando Dad are going to go camping, but it's not going to be summer camp. Having him have friends is a lot of puppeting for me to figure out. So for right now, you'll have to be settled with him just going camping. That's going to be this summer for sure. Loretta asks, here's your shout out. Would I do another Guardians of the Galaxy cosplay? Gamora is my favorite. I do love Nebula, but the bald cap, that is daunting to me. But I do love Nebula. If I could figure out how to do a bald cap or have someone do it for me, I could see doing a Nebula. That said, I like the spacesuits in Guardians 3. I think those are really cool. Megan Jo asks, would you do like a day in the life of a cosplay maker? I would. I think it'd be pretty boring. It's a lot of quiet time. I think probably again that time would be better spent showing how I'm making something, and that way people can take it and then learn their own things. So, Fallout Fish, yikes! I'm not sure. Can you refresh my memory? Where did we interact before? Can you video about the Razor Crest shifter knob and Baby Yoda? I could. I think the Razor Crest knob that I have, it came off like an old Honda Accord, and it's a little heavy. And that was my mistake in what I purchased. So he has one, but it's a little bit heavy. So maybe need to figure out something lighter that's easy for him as a puppet for me to hold. So we do Pepper Potts. I would do Rescue. That armor, I think that would be amazing. But though her costumes are great. She has great suits, like in the first Iron Man. How do I do the Baby Yoda voice? Just quickly, he didn't used to talk because he doesn't talk as a show. Oh, Victoria, thank you for I should do Teresa from the Maze Runner. I don't know that costume. Is that cool? I'll have to look it up. Teresa from the Maze Runner. Thank you for the super chat. TDD day was good, but about the Baby Yoda voice. He needs to talk. He doesn't talk on the show, so he didn't talk in my videos. Then when I made Mando's costume and I started playing Mando, and I think, all right, I want to use show clips for Mando's voice. Grogu doesn't talk. Now I have two characters that I can't write for. I mean, because when I say can't write for, like I have to pick the line that's already said for Mando. So I'm like, all right, so Grogu has to talk because this is way too hard. I need to be able to tell the story, you know. And so I just before he just babbled, meow, 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 meow. So now it's the same babble sound, but with words. So I think it's like, nah, hey mom. I don't know. I can't tell you technically what I'm doing in my voice. It's mostly just like pitch it up and close my throat a little bit. So. Favorite Star Wars movie is, I can't pick one. I'm going to pick three. It's Rogue One, The Force Awakens, and The Empire Strikes Back. Where do I get my ideas from? Potter, hi, how's it going? I kind of just think about what kids do and what kids like. I bounce off what's going on in the Mandalorian TV show. It's been kind of nice that this season, The Mandalorian kind of ended up with them at home, which is really easy for my show. So kind of things like that. I don't have any shortage of ideas. And then people have sent me stuff. Like I have, Teresa sent me a skateboard. So there's gonna be a couple of videos where he's skateboarding. Or Disney Plus sent me the Mandalorian remote control for the Xbox. So that's fun too, stuff like that. It's not hard coming up with ideas. It's hard trying to find time to shoot them all. That's hard. Will Grogu go to the beach? That's a great idea. I should do that one. What do you think? They would be like confused at the beach? Like, what's the point? It's just sand and stuff. Hey, Lego Star Wars fan. Hi, narrator. Hi, Jordan. Frog asks, says a big fan, thank you. I want to make costumes, I don't know where to start. Pick something you like. Pick a costume you like. Pick a movie you like. Just start somewhere and do lots of research. I find the research is kind of the most fun part, you know? Like finding different photos of it, or what does the back look like? How did other cosplayers make theirs? Find message boards, and that's really the only reason I still have Facebook sometimes. I'm in Facebook groups that were about different costumes, and I learned things. Like someone said, oh, I found this bed sheet that's a perfect fabric for Ahsoka's pants, for example. No one has posted that. I would be all over it. You know what I mean? Like doing the research, finding a community, that can be some of the most favorite part. In terms of the specifics about the costume you want to make, I don't know what you're making. And so techniques are so different. Like sewing is different from making armor out of cardboard, which is different from 3D printing, which is different than foam armor. So without knowing the specifics, just have fun and have fun with the research. Spaceball Cookie asks, oh, Megan Jo, thank you so much for being here. What do I do with my costumes when I finish them? They go in the closet, of course. They're all hanging up in the closet, except for the armor, which is in totes. They wouldn't fit in the closet. You a shirt with Baby Yoda meeting Mario? I don't think so. I don't think Mario is going to be in my series, but that's a funny idea. Do you ever say bad words off camera? Like, do I curse off camera? Sure. I try not to curse a lot, but every once in a while, a situation calls for a deft deployment of a curse word. And I think it's more effective when you don't do it as much. Like, save it for a moment when it's really appropriate, and then it has extra power. But I have no problem with cursing. People curse around me, it's fine. I'm like, you know. But people also don't like it, so I don't, I don't really give a lot of thought to it. But I don't like cursing in my channel. Hate sand gets everywhere, right? But maybe Grogu would love it. I feel like Mando would hate it. Like if you get sand in your costume, under your armor, like on your face, and you can't take it, I feel like that would be a problem. Favorite Jedi? Ooh, so many good ones. Probably Rey. Favorite lightsaber hilt? You know what? It always was the Youngling Slayer 9000, 3000, because it's the Skywalker saber. It's been in all three trilogies, the whole thing. But that Obi-Wan though is so pretty. And what's pretty about the Obi-Wan is the mixed metals and sort of the narrow blade emitter. It's super pretty. They might be tied. So favorite lightsaber color is blue. Unsurprisingly, since both my favorite hilts have a blue saber. Which cosplay was the easiest to make? Oh, that's a good question. I mean, they've all had some challenges. I mean, the last one I made that was full, just sewing, nothing else, was Holdo, but even that had a ton of draping, and that was kind of a challenge to execute. I don't know, maybe the Rise of Skywalker Rey, only because it was just sewing. And then her leather work was very similar to her previous belt, so I had done it before. I'd had practice. But there were new things on her too, like her gauntlet wraps are totally different from her gauntlet wraps in the first two sequel movies. So it wasn't easy, but maybe it was the easiest of recent costumes I've built. Do you like the golden bikini? It has challenges to wear like any one of them. I used to not get it. I used to not understand why you would choose a costume, but I think if it's a costume you love and you feel powerful in it and you like how you look in it, wear whatever you want. So it was kind of a you only live once moment. And so I got it, I made it, I did it, I've only ever worn it inside my home though. I don't think it's a costume I'd wear to a con. Just it's a lot. But there's people that do. They wear it all day to a con and they look gorgeous. Favorite bounty hunter? Well, the Mandalorian. For sure. That's a good question. They're all pretty cool. Cad Bane is pretty cool. Something's asking about sentient fruit. It's weird. I'm not sure. Each fruit was sentient. Who do you want to fight? I mean, a pineapple, right? Because it has pointed edges and it's heavy. Pineapple. Even though watermelon is bigger, pineapple's sharp. You do DC or just Star Wars and Marvel? It's a great question. I have a Wonder Woman costume for DC, but that is it. So nothing against DC. There's so many in Marvel and Star Wars I want to do. It's hard to get to them all. I should do more. I should do more from other things. And like I have friends that made like Dune still suits. I'm like, oh, those are so cool. I wish I had more time to make everything I wanted to make. Oh, Harriet, thank you. Make a short where Mando takes Yoda back to his home planet. I mean, there's no space flight in my shorts because that's technically something I don't know how to do. I think they're going to be, and plus in the show, they're happy on Navarro. That's home now. That's a fun idea. Will Grogu go on a hike sometime? Well, they're going to go camping. It's hard to get him to walk, I think, on uneven terrain since robotically he has wheels. This is a good question. Where did you get the voice for Slave Leia? It was just this dumb, silly idea. So first of all, it's a Slave Leia costume. I don't think the character, obviously Leia does not talk like that in Return of the Jedi. But I had this idea that the costumes in my closet had different personalities, and that Slave Leia, Hutt Slayer Leia, is just so confident. She's the most confident costume ever, and because I mean, look what it looks like, you know. So she's so confident. She's almost like this scary Cold War era movie villain. I thought because Return of the Jedi came out in the mid early 80s, that made sense. It was just a silly, dumb idea of her being so confident. She's just like, pardon me, the slightly terrifying Eastern European / Russian Cold War villain. That's where it came from. It is not, I am not of Russian ancestry or Eastern European ancestry, so I don't have anyone in my family that talks like that. It is from watching 80s Cold War movies, or even, what's her face in Orange is the New Black? It's not a good accent, but that's the point. She's like this caricature thing. That was the idea. What's the most expensive costume? That's a pretty good question. I don't really keep track. Because again, you're like buying fabric here, buying glue there, buying tools there. I mean, my resources aren't unlimited, but because it's never like this giant outlay of cash all at once, it's easy to not keep track of it. I would say though, probably Zori Bliss is the most expensive, because those boots are like designer boots. I can't remember who they were, and I had to buy them secondhand. And even secondhand, they were still pretty expensive. So that's usually the case. It's usually the costume you don't really think is going to be the most expensive, but then there's like that one piece that you have to get it. So my throat is getting really dry, and I've almost been at this an hour, so I'm probably going to wrap it up pretty soon. Thank you so much. I make the dark side costumes. You know, costume is cool. Is I don't really generally like all black costumes, but like Bastilla Shan Fallen is cool. Pardon me, I'm sorry. And all the Inquisitors are pretty cool. I don't think that's on my work table anytime soon, but the Inquisitors are a pretty cool dark side costume. Will Yoda ever drive a jetpack freely? He has in my videos. He went up and down. He had a little flight. If you mean flying through the air, he's going to fly a spaceship first. Jordan, thank you so much. I appreciate all your kind words. Camping at the beach. I think sleeping in the sand, that is a definite no. Jody Gibbons has a great question. Do you think the pilots in Endor will get off Endor? I would have to figure out how to build and animate a TIE fighter. And I have zero experience doing that. I've never touched Blender. I don't know anything about character animation. So if that day comes, it will when I have learned that. And I have not started learning that at all. So I think that's part of the kind of Rosencrantz and Guildenstern part of it. They're just kind of like sitting around having Endor adventures. So, Jonathan, thanks for coming by. And then I'll probably end on this one. Spider Clone 101 asks, what's the one costume you could redo if you could? Oh, that's such a good question. I don't think this is the answer to me. My Resistance pilot, which I adore, I love it. I did damage it with a hotel iron like an idiot. So the back of it has this my hair covers it. It's on the shoulder. And then when I'm wearing the flight vest, you can't see it at all. But I know it's there. And then also the pants are just slightly too short because I just barely ran out of fabric. So I think I would remake that entire suit again. I just haven't done it because it's a giant pain. I have to like dye the ribs that go down the arms, and it has a big gajillion pockets in it. But I think I want to remake that one day. I have the fabric to redo it. I just haven't done it yet. But that's why. It's not because I'm unhappy with how I made it. I mean, the pants are a little too short. But mostly it's because there's damage. So Tyson, thanks so much. Yes, I'm making Ahsoka. It is next. Hopefully I'll have videos about that next month. I can start making it very soon. And Fallout Fish, I will try to remember you. I do get a lot of comments on my lives and on my videos, so it's really hard for me to remember everybody, but I'll do my best. So, okay. I'm going to wrap it up, mostly because my throat totally ran out of juice, and my last I'm down to my last little swallow of water here. But I can't say to everyone enough, thank you so much for being here on my live, for saying kind things, for commenting on my videos, and for liking and sharing them. I get amazing opportunities sometimes. Like I just was at the premiere for Marvel Secret Invasion. It's unbelievable I got to do that. And I get to do those things because of you guys. If you guys didn't watch and like and share my videos, it wouldn't get the attention of media companies and I wouldn't get to do those things. So I'm so grateful. Thank you so much. And we'll see you next time.